Geoff Collins, coach, if you could open us up with some remarks.
Yeah, tough locker room to walk into, and there's a lot of guys in there that are real guys in this program that are hurting. Another close game got away from us, and as we deduce it down, there were some key plays that really hurt us, and namely, three of their scoring drives. We had them in 3rd and 11 plus, and could not find a way to get off the field. And so obviously we have to do that, get off the field on 3rd down. That's critical. But then they ended up scoring on 3 of those drives where we had 3 3rd and longs. The interception in the red zone offense, I thought, moved the ball well all day today. Jordan Yates came out there having to start for the first time in a while and played admirably and competed with Geoff being down. And, obviously Jahmyr Gibbs had another game, really big game, all-purpose yards-wise. He's a competitor. That entire running back room competes at a high level in every phase of the game. And, just some of the critical plays that ended up cost us the game. So hurting for the guys. They battled, they fought. There's a lot of young guys that got some significant burn with some key guys getting out. Really proud of Caleb Edwards, who came in early when Wesley Walker went down. Trinelius Tatum, as a true freshman, came in and competed admirably on the defense as well. But we came up short and got to find a way out of it. We go up 21-7 early, and for whatever reason, couldn't just continue to pour it on them, let them back in the game, and then let them take the lead and then to close out the game on us. So hurts, frustrating, but time for questions.
Questions? Please raise your hand. Colin, we'll start.
Geoff, obviously the defense has struggled to get off the field, and especially in the first half of games. Are you at a point where you become more hands-on with the defense? Do you feel like you need to be a little bit more engaged there? Are you seeing a trend in the issues that you guys are having?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, Kelly. I appreciate it. I respect the question. You've got to ask the question, but I'm involved in every phase of the program, and obviously tried to provide guidance in every single phase, and we just got to continue to work to get better. Obviously, we don't want to have performances where it ends up, key 3rd downs cost us and keep chains moving, then get scored on. But the guys keep battling, and I'm hands-on in every phase of the program.
Ken,
Do you feel like just the way the defense played, that they were prepared well enough to play better than they did?
So they're predominantly a 12 personnel team. 2 really good tight ends, and I talked about earlier in the week. So a lot of the focus, because we haven't played many 12 personnel teams lately, we spend a lot of time during the week focusing on that because they do a really good job. And then just as the game goes and we're up 21-7, and they predominantly are working out of 11 personnel and doing the things out of that, making the adjustments, cumulative reps throughout the week of that. But they've got hats off to them. That quarterback is a really good player for them. Obviously, he's been out for 6 or 7 weeks. He's a really, really good player. Keeps plays alive, so I don't want to take anything away from him, the player that he is. And, obviously, you just got to continue to get better. And then the next 2 weeks we will see a lot of 12 personnel or even 13 personnel as well. So just got to make sure we're ready to play at a high level versus teams that change it up.
Jordan had a pretty successful day scrambling, running the ball. I imagine he'd like to have a do-over on that pass, it seemed like he had a lot of real estate in front of him.
Yeah, and then there was a couple of them. It just I don't want to dwell too much on the interception. Jordan Yates is everything a college football player should be. He's everything that our program stands for. His competitive nature, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Unbelievable teammate, unbelievable leader. Just a pleasure to coach every single day, regardless of his role. He's just a competitor and a battler. And, obviously we came up short, but Jordan was out there fighting and battling to give us a chance to win. And we did have chances. And a huge part of that is due to Jordan Yates' efforts.
Patrick?
Coach Collins, I know you hadn't had time to look at the numbers, but one thing that really jumps out at you, the long passing game for BC, they had 4 different receivers who were bumping up against 20 yards per catch and 15 yards per throw, which obviously doesn't help the whole story, but it's been a problem, and it's a problem again this week. Is that a total defensive thing? Is that a pass rush thing, or how do you put that together?
I think it's and you hear our guys talk about whenever those kind of explosives happen, that they're organizational issues that is on every single level. But everybody sees that on the back end when it happens, and a couple of them weren't on the back end. One of the big pass plays to the tight end was, zone pressure with a defensive end. That they got an explosive play on, and then a couple of them, unfortunately, were wired to execute to stop, and for whatever reason, the execution wasn't as clean as we needed it to be. But obviously, we'll go back and coach really hard. The guys will respond the right way. They have to. They will. They're unbelievable young men. And so those kind of things will be addressed and will be fixed.
Kelly?
2 things. One, with Jeff's injury, I assume it's not season ending because you didn't say anything about that. But also, on the penalty situation, it seems like that it was a very chippy game, and that was extended several drives. Kind of what were you seeing in terms of the penalties? And it seems like it's been a little off the rails the last couple of weeks there. What are you seeing?
And here's the thing I told them going into the game, and then told them specifically at halftime, we've got to control what we can control. Do not do anything to hurt the program. Don't have selfish acts to hurt the program. Stay in the moment. Focus on what you can control, your energy, your effort, your execution, all of those things. And there were a couple of them that I thought got away from us. And obviously when we watch it and have discussions and when you see that they hurt us, obviously the guys will have the appropriate response and correction and all those kind of things. But obviously those kind of things which have not been our brand at all this year. We've been playing clean football for the most part, and some things today, they just bubble up, and can't have those things that happen to hurt the team, because then it manifests itself in other things, like not playing the quarterback when you have the quarterback on a 3rd and 6. Those manifest in that. When you have to just execute, you're the quarterback player, and the quarterback keeps it. We should have that stopped. So just being able to execute clean throughout the entire game. We talked about that throughout the week. We talked about it specifically at halftime, and it ended up hurting us on that last touchdown drive.
Time for a couple more. We've got the student athletes ready. So, okay, and then Rod.
You touched on it a little bit, but the 2 long pass plays of Flowers when he got behind Trey and then the corner route, like how did he get that open?
And Trey's a competitor too. I know you guys are out at practice, and I do appreciate that you guys don't report on injuries. That's the right thing to do, and I appreciate that you guys do it the right way. But Trey, was battling all week to even practice, and he got out there against an elite receiver, and the guys just stacked the release, and he was able to make a reception. Really good quarterback, a really good receiver. And then obviously, Trey would have loved to have that one back, but Trey is a big-time player in this program. Just his character, the way he battles, the way he fights, the way he prepares. It's unfortunate that a play like that happens, but it's not for lack of preparation. It's not for lack of talent. And just that one, obviously, would like to have back, but Trey is a big-time player in this program, and when he leaves here and goes on to the next level, he's going to be very successful as well. But just good players making good plays on us.
Rod, you want to wrap this up, please?
Geoff, the defense had some good moments there in the second half, keeping the team in the game, but it seemed like there was some really costly penalties that made things easier for BC, especially when you have a quarterback and a running back like they have.
Yep, absolutely. And we talked about it. I've expressed my feelings on that. We'll get that corrected, but when you're battling in a game like that against a good opponent, you can't give them anything. And, especially when it leads to them converting when we've got a chance to shut the door on them. And another drive, we had them 3rd and 13 backed up and had a really nice play call, just got to execute it the right way at a high level. But credit to them. Made a good read, threw it where it needed to be thrown. The kid made a really nice catch, extended a drive that could have been a huge point in the game. So we'll get back to the drawing board. We have no choice. We're still building this thing, and we just got to find a way. When we get up 21-7, we've got to shut the door on people and just keep gaining momentum and gaining ground and not let go of the rope, that kind of thing, and relax and let good teams back into it. But frustrating, it hurts, but we're just going to keep working. We're going to keep building, and we've got a lot of really good players in that locker room that have the right mindset and have the right response and attitude in the moment. So, and then two, playing 3 straight really close games, there's never diminishment in attitude, energy, the ability to come out there and play at a high level. But it is frustrating to do all of that that we do and then to come up short. So we just got to find a way to win those games moving forward.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.